Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This video conference is presented in the second ICEnSE 2025 by Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta on 6 until 7 August 2025. The researcher have conducted their research entitled Elementary Student Voice on Gamified English Learning, a third-person shooter game. It is presented by Hasti Rohania, Eka Indah Nuraini, Aziz Mustafa, and Muhammad Faiz Al-Fikri from Universitas Darussalam Gontor, Indonesia. This presentation will be divided into five sections. The first one is introduction, literature review, research methodology, finding and discussion, and the last one is conclusion and recommendation. As a matter of fact, the progressive transformation of teaching and learning driven by technological advancement is leading to the increased digital and interactive classroom. One of them is by incorporating game in the classroom. Therefore, gamification become one of the growing trend in EFL classroom. Young learners are characterized naturally by playing. While playing, they unconsciously investigate and interpret their environment. This activity benefit them from learning something. Learning while playing encourage children to participate actively and voluntarily in learning activities, especially language. Several studies were conducted related to the advancement of using gamification in classroom setting, such as Rajanen 2018, Kaufman 2018, Rahmani 2020, and etc. However, there is still limited understanding of emotion and social aspect of gamified learning in young learner. A voice related to their life experiences using game and guided effective classroom design using game. And then there is still limited studies on elementary student perception on gamification, especially in Indonesia. Therefore, this study intends to explore elementary student perception in gamification by using a third-person shooter game. In this literature review, the researcher will give a clear definition related to the gamification. So, the Turding et al. 2011 state that gamification refers to the application of game design principle in non-game environments such as education. Gamification enhance intrinsic motivation in young learner, encourage risk-taking in language application, and create a more collaborative and enjoyable learning environment. In this case, gamification uses game elements such as point, level, feedback, badge, leaderboard. These elements usually attract the student interest and fun while they are learning. In this case, the researcher used a third-person shooter game in which a third-person shooter game uh, over immersive action and collaboration in which TPS game as interactive environment where player engage in shooting challenges while controlling an on-screen avatar from a third-person perspective, typically in a real-time combat or mission-based scenario. In this case, player must study instruction, pay attention in game cues, follow storyline, and frequently work together with other player. So, TPS game can become incredibly beneficial and interesting because this exercise or this game can be created to improve oral communication, vocabulary recall, and listening comprehension in EFL environment. Here we come to the research methodology. In this research, the researcher used qualitative case study because the researcher was intended to explore in depth about that system include an activity, event, process, or individual include the opinion, perspective, and attitude. In this case, the researcher investigated how elementary students view and interact with gamification in their EFL classroom by using a third-person shooter game. These participants were six of fifth grader of SD Muhammadiyah Terbatu Ponorogo. The data collection technique used were interview and classroom observation, and then that data analysis technique were using Miles and Haberman, which consists of data reduction, data display, and conclusion drawing. And for the trustworthiness, the researcher used triangulation and memory checking. Here we come to the finding and discussion. This research the result of interview and class observation, there are four major category. The first one is fun and exciting learning. In this case, students describe lesson as fun, exciting, like real game. It was proven by student one who said that TPS game is fun. The student love it. The student love playing game every day. And then she mentioned that can they play for all the lesson? And then the second one is emotional engagement supported motivation. It is proven by the student three who say that I'm happy. It or TPS game is not boring because I can go to the next level. If I win, I can get a score. If I accumulate my score, I can be on the top leaderboard. So using TPS game, the student was enthusiastic participating in English class. And it was consistent with research by Reinder 2015, who found that learners who play digital game were more willing to speak and interact with English, even if they had previously lacked confidence or motivation. The second one is individual and team learning. So in this aspect, the student state um, two opinion. The first one is flexibility to play alone or with peer, in which it was proven by the student one who said that I can play individually and in team. If I do not know the word, I will ask my friend or he or she will help me. So the second one is that the peer support and teamwork observed. In this case, student six say that playing in group is good. I can compete with my friend. So, this leaderboard enhance engagement. So, because all the students agree that the third-person shooter game give the benefit uh, on individual and group learning. So it is actually correspond with Domingos et al. 2013, who say that this individual design mode was supported by the idea that gamified learning environment work best when they provide autonomy, enable students to participate in social or individual setting based on tasks, level, and also the competent. And the third one is pressure and the challenge. In the pressure and the challenge, there are three aspects. The first one is time pressure cause anxiety for some. It was proven by a student sick who said that when the mission start and the clock is fast, I forgot the English word. Yes, sometimes several students experience that because they are so nervous. So sometimes they forget about the English word. And the second one is that the technical issue affected experience. It is proven by student 5 who say that sometimes it is being slow because the internet is unstable and also there is problem in the computer. Yeah, one of the challenge in implementing this game is that stability of the internet, and also um, the the application in the computer. And then the third is the need for well-paced and reliable game design. Uh, every student has their own phase in learning, so it need to be considered by the teacher. So in this criteria, the researcher finding actually correspond with Reinhardt and Watana 20 and 15, who say that although game-based learning promoted communication, excessive pressure might hinder performance and deter involvement. And then the third one is feeling of achievement. Several students mentioned that there are three element in the feeling of achievement. The first one is student feel proud competing level. It was proven by the student 5, by student 4, who said that when I win or compete the level, I feel like I'm good at English. So when they finish and they get a high score, they feel that, wow, my English is good. So it gives them satisfaction of learning English. They feel succeed in learning English. And then the second one is game progressions as learning success. It is proven by student 2, who say that I'm happy if I can finish the level. That's mean I study well. Yes. One of the satisfaction of playing while gaming is playing while learning is that they can feel success if they can finish the game and they can get the highest score. And then also it is posted their self-efficacy. So all of the finding actually um, in line with Skies and Reinhardt 2012, who observed that language students in game learning environment gain motivation and enhance engagement from identifying progress in gameplay with a progress in language. So from the research and finding, it can be concluded that a gamification in TPS game enhance motivation and collaboration. The second one is student learn English joyfully and meaningfully. And the last one is game design must consider emotional and cognitive need. And then for this research, the researcher recommend that the teacher should design for balance, which is for fun, clarity, and also for learning, because the student will need the clear procedure of gaming while learning. And then the second one is answer table technology. Yes, because one of the challenges or problem hinder from playing this game is the stability and also the qualification of the computer itself. And the third or the last one is the involved learner in design process. So from the result of this study, hopefully it can give feedback to the teacher or to the educator how to create a good game so that student can still learn while they are playing. So the researcher want to give acknowledgement by thanks to the student participant and SDMT Ponorogo, in which the researcher conduct the research, and also this research was found by Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Kemdiktisaintek Indonesia 2025. Thank you. Here are several references that the researcher used in this. Thank you. If there is any question, please don't hesitate to contact on the email. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.